On September 8th, Nepal's streets erupted with a wave of youth-led protests unlike anything the country had seen in decades or even the world. Generation Z, Gen Z, the youngest and most digitally connected citizens, came together in what was largely a leaderless movement, which triggered mass protests, vandalism and curfews in various places across Nepal. And the rapid escalation of these unprecedented protests coerced KP Sharma Oli to resign as the Prime Minister of Nepal. So what fueled the Gen Zs to carry out this violent demonstration? Let's break it down for you. Now, it started technically on August 28th. That's when the Nepal Ministry of Communication and Information Technology issued a public notice requiring social media platforms to register and comply with a directive. This was a directive called the Directive on Regulating the Use of Social Media. Now, the ban came just after these social media platforms failed to comply with the new regulations within that given timeline and deadline. On September 4th, the government in Nepal blocked 26 social media platforms, which included Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, X and YouTube. The Nepal Communication and IT Minister at that point said, and I quote, "We gave them enough time to register and repeatedly requested them to comply with our request, but they ignored it and we had to shut their operations in Nepal." He is now a former minister, by the way. The ban on various social media platforms has been happening in Nepal for quite some time. I will take you back to November 2023 when the government had banned TikTok. It was lifted in August 2024 when TikTok had agreed to their local regulation. Nepal also saw a nationwide ban on Telegram a few months ago in July 2025 over fraud and money laundering concerns. These acts initiated government's attempts over controlling digital platforms. Now, Nepal's internet penetration rate is 42.4%. 13.24 million users essentially, while 11.8 million of the population come under the active social media users category. Prior to the ban, there was another issue that was brewing in the minds of the Gen Z youth, which was aggressively called upon via social media. It was a trend called the Nepo Kid trend, hugely viral across Nepal, where the lavish lifestyle of politicians' children was highlighted. The post criticized the luxury lives of these politicians funded by corruption. And so youth carried out protests by making widespread use of slogans like #NepoBaby, #NepoKids, calling them out for living off public money while the general public is struggling. So there's been buzz that it was to stop these videos that essentially social media was cut off. The fuel to the fire was this recent ban on widely used social media platforms, which were not just an entertainment source but also livelihood for a major part of Nepal's population. With Facebook and Instagram being the top used platforms in Nepal, the ban sparked outrage among the people, particularly those in the age group of 16 to 24. For them, they said it was an attack on free expression, on digital access and even their future. And beyond that, there were other issues: the growing corruption, nepotism, lack of job opportunities and political stagnation, all of which intensified the already outraged public. The anger against the regime has been building for the last many months. So the social media ban, yes, triggered an outpouring. But there was also a video showing a minister's vehicle ramming into a young girl. This was on September 6th. Hours after Nepal's ban on social media platforms came into force, that an official jeep carrying Minister Ram Bahadur Magar striking an 11-year-old girl and then not even stopping. CCTV footage showed her being flung onto the roadside as the vehicle drove away. She survived with injuries. But the image of that child abandoned by a government convoy spread fast across phones and set off a wave of outrage. So was this completely spontaneous? Yes and no. The anger over corruption, nepotism, unemployment, mass migration, all of this was brewing, and it didn't happen all of a sudden. The protests were characterized by decentralized leadership, but several youth activists played significant roles. Bullion, the 34-year-old mayor of Kathmandu, a former rapper interestingly, has become a central figure. His anti-corruption stance and independent political career has made him a rather popular figure. Then you have Sudang Gurung, president of a youth-driven NGO called Hami Nepal, also emerged as a prominent figure. He's played a significant role in directing the narrative of resistance. Now, in the coming days, Nepal's chosen leadership will have to focus on restoring normalcy and winning the trust of the people.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.